Guess that's still a thing. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 24th episode of the show Power Rangers in Space, as well as the 274th episode overall titled Zane's Destiny. We begin this episode in space, where we see that Zane and Andros are walking around on a red planet covered up pretty good. They're looking for an energy source. They ask the others to track the second energy source, but they can't. They think that Zordon might be down there, and something is giving off energy, so they're going to go find out what it is, leaving. All six are now walking around, and as they're going, something in the distance runs by. Cassie then points out to TJ, and they see coral on some rocks, even though there's no ocean there. They're then pointed at by some guards of some sort who take their Astro Blasters. Ashley and Carlos are also taken away by these guards. Dun dun dun! Andros and Zane are trying to get in touch with TJ, letting them know that the energy source was a false reading, but there's no response. Meanwhile, the others are locked up in a prison, and they see that they're in some sort of underground colony. They assume it's not Astronema because there's no Quantrons or Ecliptor. Cassie then peeks through bars to see some infirmary, and they sort of have this dude who's just growing coral on him. Also, some people are getting lobster monster parts. The lead man from before is talking to Dark Spectre, updating him on the 4 Rangers being kidnapped. He says Astronema will handle the others. We then see him telling Astronema to kill Red and Silver, and she hesitates a bit at the thought of killing Silver. He leaves and she tells Ecliptor to kill them, and he sends out the Quantrons. Astronema then goes back to her quarters, looking at a photo of Zane admiring it. Guess that's still a thing. Andros and Zane want to get on top of a rock to see the others, but Ecliptor and Quantron show up attacking them. They get knocked down at first, but then they get back up, kicking ass in the process. They're also doing a lot more flips than I think they'd actually be capable of if we could actually see their faces. They run away. Underground, the Rangers are taken out in handcuffs, and the lead guy claims that these are the trespassers who are turning people into coral. TJ objects to this, but then this other guy tells a man named Kinwan that they're liars. He shows their tracker, and Kinwan asks them to speak. Carlos says that they were tracking an energy source on Centaur B, and TJ says they're looking for someone. Everyone murmurs. TJ then tells them that they're the Power Rangers. Then the man grabs a tube from Ashley, and she says it's not hers because he clearly just planted it. He tosses it across the room and it shatters, releasing a formula that sprouts coral. He claims that they're guilty, so now they must be put to death. Kinwan tells this man, Yatru, that this was not a trial, but Yatru says that if they're killing their people, they should be killed. Kinwan says that this isn't for Yatru to decide. If they throw out their laws, chaos will reign. And if any of them are harmed, he'll hold Yatru personally responsible, who stares. He sends them back to their cell. What the hell show is this? Dark Spectre warns Yatru to not fail him, and he says they'll be killed in time. Then Kinwan walks in, knowing the truth that Yatru is a spy and the others actually are the Rangers. Then a monster comes from behind, grabbing Kinwan. Andros and Zane let Alpha know they lost contact with the others, and Alpha says they'll have to search on foot. Also, the other Rangers are trying to break out of jail, and TJ gets a bar loose, letting them slip out into a cave. The guard comes, opening it, seeing what's happened. Now the Rangers are running around trying to stay hidden. They go to a dead end, and a coral monster hand comes from around the corner. Turns out it's on Kinwan. They run over and they ask him what happened, but Yatru comes up with a gun pointed. He says that they got Kinwan, who can't speak. Now the Rangers are on trial in front of all the people who are screaming for their death. They will be taken to the outer planet, but then Andros and Zane come in, pointing their Astro Blasters at people to keep them back. Kinda feels like a bad idea. Apparently, this lady, Taikwa, knows Andros and Zane, and they're all apparently people who are refugees from KO-35. Well then. Yatru calls for the Rangers to still be killed, but no one agrees, so he calls out the coral monster, who comes in, spraying people, making them grow coral on them. This is a weird episode that doesn't feel like Power Rangers, at all. Zane and Andros take on the monster, but they're not doing so hot. Meanwhile, Tikwa is getting the Rangers free from their handcuffs, and Zane runs off after Yatru. The Rangers, now free, try to take on the coral monster, but they're not doing so great. I have to say, it's cool to see them fight a monster out of suit for once, even though that they still suck and are getting pushed back. Tikwa tosses their morphers back. Let's rock it! The Rangers fly in, hitting the coral monster down. Also, Zane is still in pursuit of Yatru. The Rangers are still kicking the coral monster around, and Andros hits him off of a ledge. The monster then gets Shadow Laser shot at him, growing giant. The Rangers call for the Astro Megazord, and Zane does a cool running morph, tackling Yatru to the ground. They're fighting, and I have to wonder how strong this dude is to just be able to toss around a Power Ranger like this. The Astro Megazord is online, and the Rangers are ready to fight the Coralizer. Apparently that's his name, we finally find out. He uses weird tentacles to wrap around and zap the Megazord, so they call out the Delta Megazord, which comes in, firing at Coralizer, and they flip him around by his tentacles. Then Zane takes out his Super Silverizer and slashes this dude. Like, Yachu's just a dude, right? Nope, Yachu is actually Darkonda in disguise. I totally forgot about him again. Zane starts to fight him, but he's getting held back. Meanwhile, the others use the Astro Delta Megazord, using their flying power punch on Coralizer, killing him almost instantly. Take that, ecosystem. All the coral parts and all the people immediately disappear, so the refugees are a-okay. We see Quinoa waking up, walking away. Zane has now lost his Silverizer, and he gets slashed pretty hard by Darkonda, who says he shouldn't have messed with him. Then Quinoa is there, tossing the Silverizer over to Zane. He uses it, slashing Darkonda, who explodes, saying that he'll be back. Quinoa comes up, hugging Zane. This dude's name is way too close to Quinoa. He thanks the Rangers later, and they say that it was their honor, so don't worry. No it wasn't. Guard comes up saying that the evacuation is underway, and Quinoa says that they need to move out because Dark Spectre now knows their location. The Rangers will help them pack up and leave. Dark Spectre explains to Astronema how the Rangers killed Coralizer, and the Silver Ranger killed Darkonda, and Astronema is a little happy that Silver is okay. She's going to set a course for Earth. Then we just cut to Cassie saying goodbye to Zane. What? TJ asks if he wants to stay, and he says that he wants to help them build weapons to defend themselves from Dark Spectre. They want to return to KO-35 someday. Ashley kisses him on the cheek, which is kind of saucy. Andros also mentions again how they're like best friends and butt buddies that don't let butt buddies die. Zane then says when they least expect it, he'll be back. That means he's just gonna roll up in the middle of a battle in like an episode or two, huh? They return to the megaship and they're ready to go, but Andros is hesitating a bit, thinking about his BFF Zane. Dekka asks if they're ready to go, and Andros says yes, so I guess he doesn't really care that much. Remember your sister? When are we gonna do more about that? The end. This episode's really weird. I feel like it's not even an episode of Power Rangers. I mean, it feels like a low-rent version of an episode of Star Trek, but I don't, mind it at all. I don't understand how they're writing Zane out when he literally just solved his morphing issue. If they did it so that he could work with the KO-35 refugees to restore his morphing issue, then great. That makes sense. Him wanting to just help them is totally out of character for Zane thus far, and it's not an arc for him to suddenly do this. It's a weird slap in the face as a turn for the character. Other than that, this episode's really good, to be honest. I mean, except for the episode title, I feel like Prisoner for a Day or something about being kidnapped works way better. This episode title feels like it's supposed to be a Zane episode again, but it's the furthest thing from it. Next time is probably one of the coolest episodes of Power Rangers ever, but until then, may the power protect you.